Peace. It's probably one of the hardest things to achieve. And once you have it, do you really want to give it up, especially with a woman?
So what did I talk about? Well, it's that if there's one thing women will never fully understand about men, it's this. We want one thing above everything else. And no, ladies, it's not money, not status, and
It isn't even your cat.
no, not sex. No, what we want is peace. Sweet, blissful peace. And let me tell you, despite that video being so visually bad, it took off. Across all the social media channels I have, literally millions of men heard it and felt it. More than a few ladies did too, though most of them didn't like what I had to say. But looking back now here in 2026, I've realized something. I didn't go far enough then, because today, peace isn't just something men want, it's something we need to survive.
It really is. Like, to be able to calmly relax and not have to deal with the outside world and everything that entitles is so necessary in life. It really is. Like, I needed that like a couple days ago. I actually finally got a day off. I did like 8 days straight at the donut shop, 12, 14 hours. And then I finally got one full day off. And what did I do? I worked on videos. I did 20 videos that day, went to go fix something about my car, and then smoked and just relaxed. And that smoking and relaxing and not having to deal with more problems and things helps you move along much greater than being stressed and worried about everything constantly. You need that break in life.
More importantly, perhaps, it's something we're no longer willing to compromise on.
True.
Which is why
we only have so few moments of peace. Why interrupt it?
billboard a woman carries today is what determines whether a man even considers letting her into his life. Here's where the disconnect happens. A lot of women are told, mostly by other women, not men I might add, that the way to get a man is to keep things exciting, to challenge him, to test him, to keep him on his toes. Oh, they wear it like a mantra. It's something that,
they have a book literally saying men love bitches because they think that
must be done in order to have a good man in your life. And sure, to them it sounds cute in theory, but in reality, it's not only not going to attract or keep a man, it's going to actively drive him away. Because you see, modern men are already living under constant pressure. At work, he's competing. On the road, it's chaos. On social media, he's constantly being told he's the problem. And after dealing with that all day long, by the time he gets home, his emotional battery isn't low. It's completely dead. So when he walks through that door, he's not looking for more stimulation. He is not looking to be challenged. No, he's looking for relief. And if he instead finds more conflict, more tests, more tension, he doesn't feel engaged. He feels forgotten. He feels like he just signed up for an ultra stress marathon, a job he can't quit, a life filled not with happiness, but constant, unrelievable, unbearable pressure. And no man on the planet wants anything to do with that.
Hell no.
And when he figures it out, well, that's when something shifts. Because when home stops feeling like a sanctuary and starts feeling like a place he needs to escape, well, that's when he'll check out faster than hope dies while you're on hold for customer service.
Well, this is why a lot of men that are single and mid-tal don't want a relationship anymore, don't want to deal with women anymore, because they found that peace. That peace is so hard to achieve, and it's blissful.
And this is where the billboard signal the ladies give off that I mentioned earlier comes into play. Because every person, man or woman, carries one whether they realize it or not. It's not just that these days women love to show it off in spades, but they love to signal all of their energy. And it's those signals that someone gives off by their energy, their patterns, their behaviors, that determine whether a man wants to be around them or not. Back then, when I made that first video, I didn't really have a name for it, but now it's obvious. If a man sees someone who's always looking for a problem, always testing him, if they see a woman is using shame or silence or its opposite, chaos, as a weapon, well, then his internal alarm goes off immediately. And no, it's not because he's weak or afraid. It's because he's experienced. He has seen it before. He's lived it before.
And that's the other thing too. It does take time to understand what peace truly is. I think maybe young men really need to discover what it is to them and how they can achieve it, because it really kind of propels you forward in life when you have it.
And he's seen the damage caused to other men going through it too. So he looks at that billboard, and what he sees is one thing: pure chaos. And then he asks himself a very simple question: how much peace is this going to cost me?
Yep.
And now in 2026, more and more men are answering that question the exact same way: too much. They're saying the juice isn't worth the squeeze, and thus they're walking away. Not towards another relationship or a woman, but towards their own space, their hobbies, their routine, their quiet. Because as men have learned in the past few years, peace alone is far better than chaos with someone else. And that lesson is one the ladies clearly haven't figured out.
Well, because they love chaos, Dan. They're chaos magnets.
That's why they're running around asking, why don't men approach us anymore? Or, where have all the good men gone? Well, ladies, the answer is quite simple. They've gone anywhere you aren't. And the women simply cannot accept.
Again, that's why I like bowling. You know how many women actually like bowling? Not very many. So bowling is always a good sport for me, if you want to call it a sport. And it's a very alone thing. I can bowl by myself. I can compete against myself bowling. A lot of other sports and other activities, it's a little bit different. I enjoy the physicality of bowling. Plus, again, I could just compete against myself. I just stand there, chuck balls left and right in both lanes,
Accept that fact. Can't tolerate it. Which is why they've now convinced themselves and each other that the men are just intimidated. They're afraid. They're scared. It's why they say men are lonely and can't handle strong personalities. It's why they believe to their very core that men can't handle women, period. Sorry, ladies. None of that is even close to being true. It's all cope on your part. It's all wishful thinking on your part, because that's not what's actually happening. Men aren't confused or afraid. They know exactly what they're doing and why. Men have done the math. They've looked at high conflict relationships.
I mean, we are much better at math, because girl math is definitely trash.
Looked at your constant testing, your constant battles. They've seen the dead bedrooms and the financial risk. They've lived the constant emotional turbulence and subsequent exhaustion that most women create. Most of all, they've realized something in the past few years, something that, again, the women haven't, and that is that they don't need a woman in their life. They've realized how women define.
That's a sad thing. That is the sad thing. That men now have realized we do not need women. It's not a great thing for society, but men have learned. Men have learned. It's a good thing for men to have learned, but it's just a bad thing for society, because men control relationships. And if men don't want relationships, there's going to be no relationships.
Find a so-called good relationship by saying it's all about them and never the man. It's all about their wants, their needs, their desires, or as they like to say it, having higher standards. Yeah, no. Sorry, ladies. To us men, that's not a partnership. That's a liability. And once a man sees that clearly, he doesn't argue about it. He doesn't even talk about it. No, he just adjusts and adapts. And as we're seeing more and more today, he does so by removing himself from it. Because the peace of an empty house beats the stress of a full one with someone that doesn't respect him every single time.
Damn
The
right.
bottom line is this: for men, peace is the ultimate luxury now. It's what they're going to seek, and it's something they will no longer compromise on.
I don't know how long I'm going to be as peaceful, as blissful as this gentleman over here, but he looks happy.
Something they will not live without. And since today's women not only don't offer it, but don't even know what it is, men are choosing to find it without them. That's the reality of it all. And yet, women, as I said earlier, either cannot grasp it or refuse to acknowledge it. And until they do, there's no point whatsoever for us men to even engage with them.
There isn't.
Let alone date or marry them. So if you're a man watching this and you've ever felt guilty for wanting a quiet, simple life, for wanting peace, don't. You're not boring. You're not checked out. And no, you're not an incel. You're doing what all men should be doing. You're protecting the one thing that allows you to function at your best. And to all the ladies watching this, all I can say is this: you can keep doing what you're doing and have been doing. You can keep doubling and tripling down on all your toxicity. You can keep trying to shame men into doing what you want. But I'm here to tell you, it hasn't worked so far, and it's never going to. If you want to find and then keep a good man, maybe, just maybe,
put in some
stop
work
trying to impress him with chaos disguised as excitement, and instead give him something rare, something 90% of you can't give or won't. You could give him a place where he could finally breathe, where he can feel safe, where he can feel acknowledged and appreciated, where he can find peace.
It's true. If a woman actually granted a man's peace, that woman's going to be put on a pedestal. That woman is going to be protected and well taken care of for the rest of her life because she provided that peace. But women don't understand this because they're chaos. They think we want chaos. No. Just run, guys. Run. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that. And catch you guys next time. Ciao.